Phil'sGang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at Phil'sGang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At Phil'sGang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And Phil'sGang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the Phil'sGang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at Phil'sGang.com. That's Phil'sGang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grande.
Money's coming to me. Money's coming to me.
So, this is the same group of people on CNBC talking among each other. They don't know what the hell's going on. You know, the old advocate style, who's on first, who's on second. And so, the person who invests in stocks, how's he know what's going on? He's confused. We've had this rip-roaring stock market, not economy. Not economy. We've had a rip-roaring stock market since the introduction of QE. But QE has destroyed our economy. And as they tell you almost every day, they tell us to look at the stock market. That's the economy. The stock market is not the economy. We talk about that almost every day. It can't be the economy because it's linked to financial engineering. That's why it's not the economy. What are you, nuts? All the stimulus. Massive stimulus. And what's really funny about stimulus, go look it up. Anything on stimulus is like a life support. So how can they sit there and one group says, oh, this is a strong economy, everything's great. What they're saying to you, if they're truthful, as long as we keep QE, as long as we keep printing, as long as we don't raise rates, this market will have to continue with its upward momentum. As long as we have more stimulus, we all know the market's going to crash. We all know there's going to have a correction. You heard this guy talking about, well, maybe we'll get a 10% correction. I've been saying that all along. Of course, you're going to get a 10% correction first. Then after the 10% correction, you'll get a 70% correction. First you get to 10, then it rallies up about 15%, making everybody feel really warm and fuzzy. Oh, look at this, we're up 15%. And then they pull the rug out, they pull the bids out, and they short the market. And that's why every day I tell you, look, this market right now, the best thing to make money is just go in and buy the spiders. buy the spiders or buy healthcare, the healthcare ETF. The spiders are better. When we're in uncertainty, like there's no uncertainty, we know what's going on. The market will continue to go forward, will continue to go up. I mean, we see it every day. The market goes down, it's down 400 points, 300 points, and then all of a sudden the market's back, then the market's only down 85 points. How do you go from 350 points where all of a sudden you're down just 85 or 65 points? Because it's financially engineered. Because they go out and buy what they call equity index futures. The plunger team, I tell you about that too almost every day. And as long as the plunger team is there to go and buy equity index futures to put bids under the market, that's why you see the market down 350, and then all of a sudden the next morning, let's say the market closes down 350, the next morning you see the market's up 35 points to the green, estimated opening, right? So we know what they're doing. This since QE was introduced, people on the 1 percentile made tremendous wealth, and that wealth will continue as long as they don't raise rates. Now they're talking about raising rates. That's why you're seeing the dollar go up. Have you seen the dollar lately? Dollar keeps going up. Why? Because when you start talking about raising rates, the dollar follows the Fed. The dollar goes up. Now, we know darn well they can't raise rates. If they want to go into depression, go ahead. Because remember, go back to normal rates, as I said to you yesterday. That means we're going to be at 30 trillion. That means we're going to have 1.5 trillion in an annual payment. A billion. You can't have an annual payment that large. Are you kidding me? We'll go bankrupt. So the bottom line is they destroyed the middle class. That's what's happened. The middle class, this whole experiment of QE to print money, keep interest rates at zero so that the CEOs stopped. Remember what they did with QE? They made a decision. They said okay, here's what we're going to do. Everybody got it together. All the banksters on Wall Street got together, the CEOs, and said, look, let's make a decision here. Let's not produce anything anymore. Forget productivity. Forget productivity. Now remember what productivity does. When you have your workers, when you fund what they call business investment and buy new machinery and new equipment and everything else, that means the workers of this nation produce more. And when they produce more, their wages go up. Their standard of living goes up. Their consumption goes up. And consumption or spending is 72% of our economic growth. That all comes from productivity. But these gangsters on Wall Street, like Jamie Dimon, they made the decision, let's screw Main Street, to hell with them. Why don't we just introduce quantitative easing, QE? We'll print all this money, and then why don't we just go in and buy our own shares? Because we can move our shares up much faster, and we can move our earnings up, which is all artificial, much faster by doing QE, printing all this money and keeping interest. You print all this money, keep interest rates at zero. You loan us the money, the banks. We'll loan it to businesses. They don't have to pay any interest, and their stock prices will keep going up and up and up because they're going to keep buying their own shares down. In other words, they keep on making sure they have less shares outstanding. And the more they have less shares, the more shares that they have that's not outstanding, then artificially earnings go up and the price of stock go up. So in doing that, the 1 percentile and our owners became very, very wealthy. But it destroyed the middle class. That's what's happening right now. After 13 years, nobody wants to talk about it. The middle class is everything. You can't understate the importance of a strong middle class to our economy, but it's totally destroyed. So that they sacrifice the middle class. They figure Main Street will make one big welfare economy. We'll have two economies: the very wealthy, the 1 percentile, and we'll have another economy, our welfare economy. And what about the middle class? Well, let them go into welfare. That's how they thought about it. That's exactly what the deal was for QE. So what you should be doing right now, as long as they don't raise rates, it doesn't mean the market's not going to crash. Are you kidding? We're going to have one hell of a crash one day, but don't be fearful over that. Don't be fearful over a coming crash and give up all these gains you could make. That's what's happening right now. I'll talk more about that when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night, and you don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grant at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. And that's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy. Is your business prepared to respond to any emergency in the workplace? Well, you better be. Let over 30 years of law enforcement experience go to work for you. Boyd Investigative Group is here for all your business security needs. I know. I use them. They're terrific. Call today for your free confidential consultation. 941-724-4535. That's 941-724-4535. Or visit them on the website, BoydInvestigativeGroup.com.
License number A1900020.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from. All that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Learn, invest, and make profits with Phil Grandy. Simply go to philsgang.com. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Hope you're listening to my show on my YouTube channel. If you do, please hit subscribe, like, and share. Remember, too, every Friday I post, and it's free, between 6 and 7 Eastern Time on my YouTube channel, The Unfolding of the Stock Market Crash. It's free. You should check it out. I identify during the week, I scope down what happened during the week and what clues I am finding that the market's getting closer to a correction or to a crash. Now, we know a correction is going to happen first, 10%, then you're going to get a crash. I mean, there's no question about that. There isn't any question about that. I mean, when you look at the PE ratios, you look at my God, the PE ratios are what, at 37 right now? It should be at 15. Valuations are 209% of our economy, should be half of that. So there's no question it's going to be a crash. What's keeping this alive is all this printing of money called QE. And they keep saying that they're going to taper the $125 billion a month so that rates rise. I'm telling you that's not going to happen. What's going to crash the market, okay, is not raising rates. What's going to crash the market is the consumer. His wages aren't going up fast enough to meet inflation. At one point, remember, what's keeping him alive right now are all those different stimulus checks. What we really have going right now, and when this, we have really universal basic income, but they don't want to call it that. They don't want to call it that. Now, think about this, what's been going on. So 90% of all money goes to Wall Street banks. They distribute everything. For example, they distributed the $43 billion to the rent for all. Remember when they gave everybody rent money? You know, the rent moratorium. They set aside $47 billion. The bank gets the $47 billion. The bank distributed $4 billion from the $47 billion. The rest of the money they're keeping. But my point is that all the renters, okay, they got their $3 billion. On top of that, think about this. They have been extending all the moratoriums. That costs money. They extended the rent moratorium. They extended the student loan moratorium. And right now we'll see on September 6th if they're going to extend our enhancement unemployment checks. I mean, we've had a nonstop enhancement unemployment checks for 7 million people, which includes $300 extra that they combine with the state unemployment check they get for $600. They're getting $300 for each kid. Now, this money is being deposited into their checking accounts. So they don't really care if coffee's 40%, gasoline's up 40%, unless these things stop. And as long as we keep doing that, the market's going to keep going up. Because, see, they got to reach that one point, which I tell you every day, they got to reach that one point where if you took all that away from them, the market would collapse immediately, because how markets work, you have all this inflation is pushing all prices up, and you got all this money, they're giving the consumers all this money to go out and keep consuming. You don't do that in a bad economy. In a bad economy, you take money out of the economy. You don't put money in, because when you have so many people unemployed and our production is down, the last thing you do is give consumers more money to run down to the street and fight over the 5 shirts that are left on the shelf when there's usually 100 shirts on the shelf. So you know the store is going to take those 5 shirts that are left and going to move them from $30 to $100. That causes inflation. But the reason why they're doing that, because they want inflation. The government wants inflation. That's how they're paying down their debt to China. Instead of writing them a check, the dollar gets devalued, and so doesn't their debt get devalued. Again, if you have $1 trillion in debt to China, our dollar goes down 20%, and that means the debt goes down 20%. This is why they want inflation. So they lie to you and tell you they don't want inflation, but they do. So the big problem we got, if you take all this away, then the money's going to then the market's going to crash. But if you don't take it away and keep doing this, the market's going to keep going up until that time that the consumer, he is so tapped out that he's going to stop buying. He's going to have to stop buying. At some point, he's going to have to stop buying. Then all that inflation turns to deflation. As it turns over, then all of a sudden people stop buying and stores start. What do they normally do? The stores, what they do is they start cutting prices, hoping to make it up in volume. And then when they cut prices, that doesn't work. Consumers aren't going to buy. That's not going to draw them into their stores. So then they start firing off the salespeople, getting rid of the people. Then that's when the market totally collapses. Okay, and again, at that same time, remember, that's when, like with the housing market, when that happened. During the housing market, the same thing was happening. We had inflation, went to deflation, they cut prices, people got laid off, and then people had to make a decision. Do we pay my credit card or do they pay my housing payment? We're so far away from that right now because of this constant printing of money. But it's coming. So here's what you should do. You should make sure you stay in the market. Don't be I know people are fearful of the market. I get that. They're afraid the market's going to crash, especially when you hear me every day. But remember, the momentum that's in this market is tremendous. You just got to know when to get out. That's all. Look, I've had a lot of accomplishments in my business career. Named Entrepreneur of the Year. My company was named to the Inc. magazine, the list of the 500 fastest growing companies 2 years in a row. I can go on and on. But my proudest accomplishment was eliminating fear in the market by developing what I call my color-coded technology chart. Especially selling stocks short. When you get people over that fear, things happen, great things happen to you. But you got to get people over that fear. Everyone fears the stock market for a good reason. They feel they have no control over the market's direction. But I'm going to tell you how we control that, how you should control that, and why you should keep buying stocks. More when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
When the market's open, Watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert that says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Green at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down. It keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now are the worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market is still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. What if you could have an in-depth understanding of the stock market just like the pros? Well, thanks to Phil Grandy and philsgang.com, you can. philsgang.com offers comprehensive, up-to-date market information designed to help you understand and anticipate market behavior. With philsgang.com, you'll build your investing confidence even through down cycles and periods of uncertainty. Go to philsgang.com. philsgang.com today. 877-600-GANG. 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Green at philsgang.com. You probably heard me on the radio talking about investing in stocks and trading stocks. Well, this is a special message that I am sending out to you. You, the person who is the beginner, who are getting excited. You're seeing every day the stock market going up, never comes down, keeps going up because of the tremendous stimulus that the president is putting into this market. He wants to continue this market going up while the economy's going down. That's what it's doing. The economy's going straight down. You know, banks right now, worst ever. They've gone down 40%. I mean, everything's going down. Companies aren't making money, but the stock market's still going up. And you got to be very, very careful when you get into a market like this. You got to know when to get out, and that's where we come in. So if you're a beginner and you want to start learning how to invest stocks properly and have the comfort level of knowing when to get out, when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out, contact us at philsgang.com. Join today, free for 10 days.
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
And welcome back to Phil's Gang. Join my gang free for 10 days. You get my color-coded technology chart, and you get your free membership. And you can decide after 10 days if you like it or you don't. If what I say is true or not. You got 10 days to check it out. Now, when I started the show, my point was, look, why will they not start raising rates? Well, first of all, as I said, quantitative easing that they started back in 2008, which drove this whole market up artificially. They took the stock market and they linked it to fraud. That's how you got to look at it. They destroyed the middle class. And when you destroy the middle class, it's over. It's over. I mean, you can't understate the importance of the middle class. So they destroyed the middle class, and the stock market now, has enriched the 1 percentile. The middle class is destroyed. And the poor, they're doing fine because AOC and all these people and Bernie Sanders are turning those folks into a welfare program. Everything's welfare. So the people on welfare and low-income people, they're doing well because there's always going to be great programs for them. The growth of our country comes from the middle class. If you don't have a middle class, you can't grow because the middle class consumes. They're the ones that make the consumption. They consume. When you want the economy to grow, you got to get the middle class consuming. How does that work? You got to give them pay raises. How does that work? Companies have to do business investment, plow money back into business investment so that they buy new machinery and equipment, and we increase productivity, which increases the standard of living, which increases salaries and consumption. But they destroyed that class, so that consumption's gone. And they're not going to replace the middle class. Trump was trying to do that. And I mean, right after QE, look what happened. All the big multinational companies, they started to send all their jobs overseas. For every 2.1 million jobs they got rid of here in the United States, they hired almost 3 million people overseas. So the anchor of our country, the growth comes from the middle class. They're gone. Okay. So what they do? They said, let's get rid of them because we don't want to pay pensions. We don't want to give raises to them. Let's get rid of the middle class. And now the 1 percentile, why don't we do this? Let's do QE, keep interest rates at zero, and we'll keep moving the stock market up as long as we can through quantitative easing. We'll just print money, keep rates at zero, and we'll print this money, we'll do stimulus, we'll print this money, and we'll buy the debt of the United States government. We'll buy their debt, put it on our balance sheet so they can keep going. We'll buy the debt of large corporations, multinational corporations, so they don't have to go bankrupt, put it on our balance sheet. And that's all they've been doing. So the point I'm making to you, of course, I understand you're fearful of the market, especially if you listen to me. But what am I going to do, lie to you and tell you there's not going to be a crash? But this is not the time to get out of the market. Now, the only way you should be in the market, if you don't want to be with me, that's fine, as long as you have some mechanism that alerts you, that gives you a call to action when you're in a stock. So like Microsoft right now and Apple, they're just going sideways. We own them. We bought some shares the other day in them again. And if they go up, fine. If they go down, fine. Well, if they go down, we're going to turn around, switch our position, and make money going down. See, and there's the key right there. There's the key. With this stimulus that we keep getting and all this printed money that keeps the market going up, stay in the market as long as you have a way to be alerted that there's a change in the market, it's going to go down, and you switch your position. So, as I said, look, everyone fears the stock market. I get that. They have a good reason because they feel they have no control over the direction of the market. After it's been going up for 13 years. Now, my patent stocks, my charts, rather, they have a color-coded technology. You can use it for 10 days, see if I'm full of crap or not. So my members, with the same ease and consistency that they purchase a stock, they now can turn around and sell a stock short. So we're in stocks like the banks. We bought the banks. Remember, we took most of our shares off, or not all of them, but we're going to stay in them. We got some remaining shares. We got some remaining shares in Microsoft and Apple. But see, we have no fear. If all of a sudden we wake up tomorrow morning and all of a sudden the market's going to be going down, we'll have already been alerted before that happens. The color-coded chart follows the money supply. It follows the money. So there's nothing to be fearful about. I told my members, look, many of you, I said, why don't you just keep buying the S&P? Just buy the spiders and keep putting in a trailing stop. We had my members get into the spiders several times. One time we had them get in, it was at, I don't have the number right here in front of me, but we were up about 200, we were up about 54%. And then we had them get back in again, and they were up about, I'm trying to find a number here. But anyways, I'm pretty close. The first time we got in was around 280, I think it was, if I'm correct. And let's see if I can find it here for you. Yeah, I think it was around 280. And then we were up about 54%. Then we took some profits. Then we got our members back in again. Okay, I think they got in around 420, something like that. But my point is, they're continuing to make money. But they don't have to be fearful that the market's going to turn around and crash, because the technology of the chart tells you in advance that there's going to be a reversal. It warns you, and it works. If you use it for 10 days, you'll see I'm telling you the truth. So all this, we know we're going to have a severe stock market crash of at least 60, 70%. We know that. But in the meantime, keep making money. Just stay in the spiders. Use the technology I have. And it will tell you, okay, here's an alert. It'll tell you, hey, listen, there's going to be a change. It's going to go in the other direction. So that we can change our position to be ready when the market goes down, so we sell it short. See, that's the problem. 90% of the people who are in stocks investing, they never shorted a stock. That's a shame. You never shorted a stock. If you can put a light switch on and put a light switch off, it's the same thing. You can put on a trade that you bought a stock and going long, and all of a sudden the trend changed, the trend breaks, and it's going to go down. You just switch positions. So it's that easy. It's that easy. So once you're in that position, think about it. Once you're in a position, you don't care if the market's going up, or you don't care if the market's going down. What a position to be in. So it's not about, gee, should I be in the market or out of the market? That's not the question. The question is, when do you think they're going to start raising rates? And I don't think it's going to be for a long time, because they have too much debt. And the interest they'd be paying on that debt at $30 trillion would bankrupt the country. They just can't do it. They can't raise rates. So don't be fearful of the stock market. The market's your friend, because the market always gives you a trend. So the trend becomes your friend. The trend always tells you if you should be in the market buying stocks. The trend always tells you, no, you should be getting out of the upside of the trend and sell short to the downside of the trend. And this is what we do here at Phil's Gang. So we love it when our members have no fear. They could care less if the market's up or down. If you don't feel like that, you should not be in the market. If you're in the market every day scared it may crash, you shouldn't be in the market. You should hope it crashes. More when I get back. Join my gang, philsgang.com. Sign out.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
I've been a Phil's Gang member since 2014. Over that time, I've generated over six-figure profits. Following Phil, his charting system has really been a huge impact on my career and my life. I would recommend Phil's Gang to the mom and pop out there. I would recommend it to parents teaching their children. I would recommend it to grandparents. If you really trust in their system, you will do well.
For more information, go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com.
When the market's open, we watch the market all day long. And when we see there's an opportunity for a stock, and it's a stock that we've been following, there's a lot of stocks we put on our watch list, and it has to hit a certain criteria. Then when it does, we alert you. You immediately get an alert. It says, we bought this stock, X stock, at $30. So you get an alert immediately. What's better than that? I mean, nobody does that for you. But the most important thing, they'll say, okay, here's why we're getting out now, or here's why we're taking profits. I think it's going to go down. Look, the most important thing is this. I want you to be prepared for when the market does tank or rally, that you're with us, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG. Join my gang right now, Phil's Gang. 877-600-GANG, and you'll be in position, and you'll sleep at night. You don't have to worry.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women. That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Why pay thousands of dollars for a weekend seminar when for only $39.95 a month, philsgang.com provides all the daily market investing information you need to make profits in the stock market. With over 40 years of investing experience, only Phil Grandy and the philsgang.com team provide daily live investing webinars, up-to-the-minute market updates, all the investing educational videos you can imagine. Don't hesitate to learn, invest, and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG, 877-600-4264. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call, 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
You know, the middle class income has shrunk since QE. Combined income, it used to be around $58,000 when QE started. Now, the real number is $48,000. Don't believe they're garbage, 53, 50. It's not true. It's 48,000. The middle class got screwed with QE. And remember, 60% of the middle class households, accounted for about 52% of the country's income. Today, it's less than 38%. They got screwed. So when you take and gut your middle class, it's over. And how did they gut it? by creating a program that just moves the stock market higher and higher. It's called QE. So don't be afraid. Give you an example. If you got into the market and you're using our color-coded chart, and again, you got this free for 10 days. Just go to philsgang.com. Okay, sign up where it says Working Investor Group. And remember, every day you have access to our portfolio, our member portfolio, all our stocks. And every day we post it at 2 o'clock, and we tell our members what to do with their stock. Here, for example, this is Steve now telling our members, he posted today, here's one of the stocks he's working, Intel, here's what he told them to do.
Intel, continue to hold your short position with your stop at 54.05.
And then he goes on and tells it what to do. I mean, does anybody do that for you? Of course not. So if you got in the S&P, we got in around 200, right after the crash, right after we caught the crash, by the way, okay, when the market crashed on February 20th, right before it crashed, we had a signal in advance. Remember, our color-coded chart, that's the beautiful thing. It gives you a heads up, a call to action. The chart starts turning yellow, telling you something's changing. And guess what? We caught that 31% drop. Then we got back into the spiders, and we got in around, I think it was around $258. And then we ran it up until we got a sell signal. That was about a 30% gain. Then we got around 358, and then we went back in. We got a buy signal, and we went from about 363 to 390. That was 7%. Then when we had another sell signal, we got out, and then we got back in at 390, and today it's at 439. So that's up 13%. So if you stayed all the way through, you'd be up about 50%. Now, I'm not suggesting every gang member was up 50% in the S&Ps. That's not what I'm suggesting. What I'm saying is they didn't have the fear to stay in it. So whether they got in and got part of the 30%, maybe they got all of it, I don't know. Maybe the second part, they got all of the 7%. And the last part, they maybe got all of the 13 or less. I don't know. It doesn't matter. The thing is not having the fear. That makes the difference. That makes the big difference. When you have the same confidence and you have that same consistency in making money in a down market as you do buying a stock, what a difference that makes. You could care less what the market's going to do, because your making money is going to be consistent. It's not going to be, gee, I made money, then you lost money. You made money, then you lost money. Like what happens to everybody that's in Robinhood, buying a quarter share, tenth of a share. They're all going to lose their money. They're all going to lose their money. And they're going after people who shouldn't be in the market. They're targeting those people who shouldn't be. If you got to buy a quarter of a share, you shouldn't be in the market. But that's not my business. My business is to try to raise money for St. Jude, try to have a profitable company here, and to make sure my members do well. And what do we first focus on? Not losing money. The worst thing you could do right now is, I'm going to get out of the market. What are you, nuts? Think about it. You're going to get out of the market when we have a non-stop enhancement unemployment going on policy. We have a non-stop $300 a child credit every family. Remember, these checks are being deposited directly into these checking accounts. That's why they're not fearful that gasoline's going up 40% or coffee's up 40% or food's up 10%, because they didn't work for that money. If they worked for it, it'd be different. When you have to work for money, that makes a big difference. I said this morning. When I first started out trading, and it taught me a good lesson. When I became a trader and I knew how hard it was to make money. Now that's when we were drawing charts by hand. We didn't have technology. We were drawing charts by hand, a ruler and pencil. It was so hard to make money. When I went to buy something, I start bargaining with everybody. Wait a minute, you want $70? No, I'll give you $30. Because I knew how hard it was to make $30 in the stock market back then. It was hard. I'm not going to give you my money. I'm going to bargain with you. But when you give people stuff, They're not going to bargain. They don't care if coffee's 40%, 50%, because they're getting checks dumped into their checking account. They're getting their rent. They're getting their utilities. They're getting association fees. They're getting paid. They're getting money for taxes on their house. Are you nuts? So why are you... But I understand why you're afraid you're going to be in the market, because I sit here every day and tell you there's going to be a big crash. But forget that. We're going to be ready when that big crash happens. We're going to be ready for it. Remember, the government cannot keep spending like this because the government does nothing well. The government is inept, it's slow, it's crooked, it does nothing well because the government is stupid. What do you think? Government spending is going to bring us into prosperity? All this money they're spending? You know, it's going to be by December. They're saying that this is going to be just this year since Biden's been in. He spent $12 trillion. What are you, nuts? And remember, 80% of all the money goes right to Wall Street with all these programs, and Wall Street steals most of it. Just like I told you, $47 billion went to pay everybody's rent. Well, no, it didn't. That's what was allocated by Congress. Congress is in bed with these crooks, these banks. They own them. So only $3 billion out of the $47 billion went to pay rents. This is crazy. And you're sitting here every day when you watch the market and you're looking at the big tech stocks. Look, it's okay. Be in the big tech stocks, but stay with Microsoft and Apple. We do those every day. You don't need to be in all the tech stocks. Those are the two strongest. And what we're going to do is we watch every day the Qs. And the Qs have got to break out. They got to get to 370. They dropped from a high of recently from 368. They're down to 362. They got to get to 370. How are they going to get to 370? If the yields on a 10-year Treasury drops. Now, the yield right now on a 10-year Treasury is back up to what? I'll look it up. It's at 127. That's why you're seeing the Qs come back down. That's why it's dropping off, because the yield's got to be down to 118 for them to do well. But again, between us, our charts, we give you a call to action, gives you the different colors, when to buy, when to sell, when to add, when to run like hell, but the most important thing, when they're short. So again, if you can get over that fear of a stock market crash, and you can change that to where you're excited for a stock market crash because you make more money when the market goes down than you do go up. You got to have the mindset, even if the crash doesn't come, and let's say they continue with more and more stimulus. And I'm telling you, I'm not far off. Remember this date when I said this, 8/18/2021. We are already in a program of UBI, Universal Basic Income. That's what this is. The extended rent moratorium, the extended student loans, and they're going to extend the 7 million enhancement unemployment checks. They're going to extend the 300 child credits. What do you think that is? That's the beginning of universal basic income. As long as the market keeps going up because of it, it's not because of earnings, not because of profits, then stay long with your stocks. You just got to know when to add, when to get out. That's what we do here every day. But if you believe the crash isn't coming, that's crazy. But if you believe it is, then stay long until you're alerted that it's going to turn around and go down. How do we know that? Our technology tells us that. It gives us a different color on the chart. If you don't believe it, go to my site right now, philsgang.com. Sign up for 10 days. Look for Working Investor Group. Where you want to be. See you on the chart.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to make